Coming to America sucked. Not that Coming to America. That's my favorite comedy film of all time. Coming to America was a 2-pack of ass. Why did you guys give it the same name? And don't tell me it's not the same name. Just because it's a number, that's the same name. If anyone asks, did you watch Coming to America 2? No, it's not called Coming to America 2. It's called Coming to America. So every time now, from now on, whenever I speak of Coming to America, people might say, oh, which one are you talking about? The sequel? No, nigga, I'm never talking about the sequel. That film sucks. Does it? What have you got to say, Danny?
I dropped my monster condom that I use for my Magnum Dong.
So let's get right into it. You know the whole thing. Subscribe, like. I don't care right now. I've wrote some stuff in this this booklet that I just happen to have. I'm not a child, I promise. I don't have one either. I've wrote stuff that I felt like I needed to talk about this terrible film in here. So the video is going to be broken into. I can't get my words out of my mouth because I can't get my mind together. I watched this film probably like 5 days ago and it's still stuck with me. I'm still pissed off. I'm probably not the most well-adjusted person. Right, Danny? Nah, you know. I'm alright. I'm okay.
Soon as he was finna piss on a tree, piss was reeking.
So, 90% of this film was filmed in Rick Ross's house. I don't really have a problem with that per se. It's just it meant the film looked really boring, which was interesting because it took place in Zamunda. It took place in this fictional African country. It's obviously trying to ride off the back of Black Panther. Well, Black Panther didn't spend all of its time in the palace. It went outside and showed us the rest of the world. I feel like the only location parts of this film were the CGI lion stuff, and when we saw the slums where Wesley Snipes people lived. I don't know. Shut up. Now, it just says something if you're not dedicated to trying to, I don't know. I feel like with the first film, they went around to a lot of different settings. It wasn't like this vibrant thing. There was a new thing going on. But they had the McDowell's set. They had the barbershop, which did appear in this film for like 5 seconds. We'll get to that. They had that train station thing. That whole scene was a bit weird. I don't know. Then they had the Zamunda stuff. They had the house. They had lots of stuff. Almost swore. They had a lot of stuff. This film had Rick Ross's house and fake Jamaica Avenue with Fashion Nova store because gentrification, I guess. Jamaica Avenue does not have a Fashion Nova store though, I'm pretty sure. Does it? This is not a reason why the film is bad. I just thought something about how the whole film was pretty much in a house. Which really kind of pissed me off. Good for Rick Ross though. I know you made a lot of money from that. You even appeared in the film for 2 seconds, which was unnecessary. But then every other black person in Hollywood appeared in this. So I give you a pass. I won't give Gladys Knight one though.
I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world, locked in plastic.
I felt like I was watching a musical the whole time I was watching this. Every other scene there was singing and dancing. Sorry. Every other scene there was singing and dancing. I didn't sign up for this. I didn't realize I was watching Black La La Land. I've already seen The Wiz. I didn't need to see this. So there's this whole little part where James Earl Jones' character dies, and well, before he dies, they're giving him this whole funeral party where all these people come and they tell stories and they dance and sing songs for this nigga to just die in the end. Morgan Freeman was there. I don't know why. Gave a pointless speech. I don't know why. Because he's Morgan Freeman, I guess. Anyway, I'm off on a tangent. This whole scene had a bunch of dancing and singing. Gladys Knight came and sang a stupid song. Who else? I don't remember. I'm just really confused on why Gladys Knight was there. The original film didn't have any of this, and it's not a remake, right? You can do different stuff, but it felt very disingenuous. Like, why? And then Tiana Taylor, she has a character in this, and that's introduced. She's a princess or some whatever. Now, Tiana Taylor can sing. Tiana Taylor can dance. I'll tell you that. But why did she need to do that in this film? And then this flippin' King Batch ass nigga. It's not King Batch. But whoever plays Akeem's son in this, he can just rap now. He's just rappity bappity lyrical miracle ass nigga. They give him a mic, and then he's like, all men are friends. Rippity flippity, kippity poppity boopity bippity. Nigga, shut up. That ain't what you're here for. And nowhere in the film before did it give any reason for him to just be a rapper. I guess all black guys can rap, despite the fact that I just showed you that I obviously can't. They have that scene. Tiana looked pretty good in that scene, to be fair. I ain't mad, but just why? It wasn't funny. It wasn't like this is supposed to be a comedy, but I feel like I'm watching Let It Shine on Disney Channel. Why? Again, this isn't actually a reason why the film is bad. Kind of is, but you know. The original film, it had two iconic songs. It had She's Your Queen to Be, a queen to be forever. Give me that. I feel. And then it had Let Your Soul Go. You know. I can't sing. You know what it had, right? And these songs became a big thing, right? But it's not an excuse to say you don't look at, these iconic comedic songs, but the songs were funny. Like, think of the context. They were funny songs. They weren't just songs. Say, hey, they had a couple songs in the original film. Let's turn this into a musical because people love those songs so much.
And so I put on a dress and a wig.
Now, I don't know if Tyler Perry had anything to do with this film. I don't think he did. I didn't check the credits, right? But I don't like him. And I just wanted to, just put in a Tyler Perry moment here. Because you suck, nigga. You suck. And this film is your fault. I don't know how it is, but it's your fault. Because of all your garbage ass films. That's how we ended up with this. This is what's considered acceptable as a black film for black people, right? This is what we like. We have to just poor quality stuff. This is your fault, nigga.
Now this is pod racing.
All jokes aside, this film isn't funny, right? There's a couple chuckles, there's a couple I sat there, cool. But there's no, who laughs like that? The original film is hilarious. There's so many iconic moments that the jokes stay with you, and you'll still be watching the film 10 minutes after the joke passes, and it'll get a chuckle back out of you. Remember that moment that Arsenio Hall dressed up as a woman, or Eddie Murphy dressed up as another character. Randy Watson was hilarious, all that stuff. The barbershop, everything to do with the barbershop, hilarious. In this film, let's just make jokes about how the current generation is so woke and everything's changed, and it's not like it used to be back in the day. New York, gentrification, wow. Trans jokes, wow. Let's just make fun of Which doesn't make sense, right? Because the film is trying to be a progressive film, if you think about it. It's all about how Zamunda has backward traditions, and Akeem's daughter wants to be allowed to become the ruler of the... Sorry. Camera died. Anyway, where was I? Where was I? Yeah. So it wants to be this progressive film that's all about girl power, woman empowerment. I mean, not girl power, makes it sound juvenile. About woman empowerment, and it's just, it can't make up its mind. It's making fun of this at one hand and trying to enforce it at the same, but it's not this affectionate parody. The writers just have no idea what they're trying to write. And then they try and do this little cop-out. You don't think I didn't notice, I saw it. Fake King Batch and his forced love interest, they have this little scene in the garden and they start talking about movies. Incidentally, the topic of sequels come up and they're like, oh, the sequel's never as good as the original. It's like, why did you even make it? Or something like that. Great, you're making fun of yourself. I'm making fun of you too. But it doesn't give either of us excuses to still be terrible. Now, I ain't terrible. I ain't the terrible one here. So, who is? Is it still you? You still a bad film? It's like a murderer saying, oh, it's so terrible when people kill people. Yeah, that's true. But you still killed someone. Like, you just cut their head off. I saw you do it. I'll give it some props. Wesley Snipes in this film, he was pretty funny. Yeah. Eddie wasn't that good in this, you know, and I feel like it's not his fault though. He just didn't care. Arsenio didn't care. Tracy Morgan, hot take here, I don't think Tracy Morgan's funny at all. So he was terrible in this, just as usual. Leslie Jones, I'm gonna get on to you later. Briefly, you weren't funny. You're never funny. But I don't hate you like the other white people on the internet do. You know, I just don't find you funny. But even if, say, I did find it funny, there's barely any jokes in this film. A lot of it is taken over by all these strange dramatic scenes. In the original, it didn't get dramatic until towards the end. Honestly, there's that weird subway scene where they're going through the subway cars. This is the 80s. You know, you're bound to have some awkward stuff in there, and these scenes were really awkward. But the rest of the film, it was like pure comedy. It really didn't focus on drama at all. This, on the other hand, I didn't know what I was watching half the time. King Batch, he had identity issues and he was having his own drama. Eddie Murphy and I can't remember the actress's name, his wife, Lisa McDowell is the character. They were having their own drama. Stupid drama have that because he didn't know he had a son, but she's mad at him for having a son. But he didn't know, and he was, I'm not going to say a word, but, you know, it wasn't consensual. Why was she mad at him? He didn't do nothing. Who else had drama? Then there's the daughter drama. She's barely in this film, but it wants you to care about her. Oh no, she's so strong really, and her father won't acknowledge her. Sure, great, that's a good message. Not for this film though. Because why write it if you're not going to focus on it? Did you not know what you were writing? Right? Have you seen the original film? Whoever, like the writing team here? Because it wasn't like this. And like, I don't think there's any jokes in the final act of the film whatsoever. It's all drama. There's these a little bit comedic. It's just, you know, because it's got Tracy Morgan in the background doing his little Tracy Morgan face. That's so funny, right?
Pro tip, children. Sometimes look into the viewfinder to see if there's anything dirty on your face, because you don't want to upload a video onto the internet where you have something weird on your lip. That's all for this time, folks. Catch you next time for a common sense tip. You know, something you should have had the common sense to already know.
Man, I don't know. The film wasn't funny and it was way too dramatic.
Contractor, no. I will not bow to any sponsor.
I won't spend too much time on this because it's not that big of a deal. All films generally have product placement and stuff. This film is just a bit egregious with it. I'm gonna drink my bottle of Pepsi now. As I turn it towards the camera, make sure you're getting the Pepsi. But Pepsi is the best. Anyway, what were you saying about invading my country and killing me? Yeah, it was just a lot of product placement. A bit distasteful, but not that big of a deal. I don't know why I gave it a whole section.
They can't refuse because of the implication.
Okay.
Leslie Jones isn't funny, but that's not my problem here, because that's subjective, I guess. I'm just gonna briefly touch on this. Leslie Jones's character is introduced through a flashback where she has unconsensual sex with Eddie Murphy's character after she drugged him. I mean, it's just weird, but technically she drugged him, yeah. And it's played for laughs. That's so funny. Yeah, that's what I've got to say about that. Make of it what you will. This shouldn't be that big of a problem, right? Maybe I'm blowing it out of proportion. But you made the conscious decision to call it Coming to America again, right? I assumed the film would take place predominantly in America, just like the original one did. I have no problem with it being in Zamunda, but why not call it Coming to Zamunda? You know, people would still see it's a sequel. It's just, it doesn't make sense. And I thought, if you were going to make it about Zamunda, why not show us more of Zamunda and not just show us every room in Rick Ross's house? The one, I think they spend altogether 5 minutes in New York, and majority of it is stock footage. I don't think they had, they put together a real set for this at all. They just used a lot of CGI and stock footage. It's not that big of a deal. It's just, I feel like a poor decision was made, and they should have revised that, you know. Should have just rewrote it a little bit. Don't call it Coming to America, maybe. I thought I wrote more. I didn't. And I've kind of forgotten what my other complaints were. Alright then, thanks for watching this disjointed film review, rant, whatever this was, you know. If you're interested in this style of video, give me some more films to watch that I could, you know, make poor excuses for why I dislike them. Well, be sure, like, subscribe, comment, let me know how you feel. Did you like the movie? You probably won't comment, but I mean, if you guys give me something to respond to, I'll respond. I like the interaction. Alright, peace.